I want to ask people on this because it just, are you over or under the presumed national average of an hour in the workplace on fantasy football? Because here's what I'm going to tell you. If you play fantasy football even remotely seriously, I mean, even just to a point you just don't want to lose to hear your coworkers make fun of you.
Right.
Everybody's over an hour a week.
Yes.
And here's the point. If they're not using the hour on fantasy football, they're using the hour on something else. I mean, you got to be kidding me. These studies come out every year for fantasy football and for March Madness. Oh, during the tournament, companies will be cost $100 gadillion. Yeah. And you're like, what are you talking about? These people, all it is a space filler. And if the tournament's not around, they're going to waste it on something else. They'll waste it going on the chive. They'll waste it rolling dice in the hallway. They'll waste it going out and getting a coffee or hiding from their ball. People don't work. You avoid work as much as possible. It's the American way.
Right.
So here's the issue. I just want to know if you're over or under it. I don't even want to hear about $16 billion. And let me give you the reason people are over, too. And it's something Terry does reads for, and it's something we do commercials on, and it's something that the leagues have now gotten behind, and it's something where you can't escape it. It's a nightly segment on SportsCenter or FS1. These daily fantasy things, something I don't do, but the daily fantasy thing, I think people's average time spent on fantasy in the workplace has skyrocketed. You are talking about daily fantasy sports. If they're giving away 20, 30, 40 million dollars, right? I think it's DraftKings in week 1 is doing a $10 million thing. How do I know it? Because I see the commercial 20 times an evening watching sports. That's how. If they're giving away $10 million during week 1 of the season, and they're spending at least $10 million in advertising budget, you bet your ass they're spending millions because they're making billions. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this average, I just would love to know if people would admit how much time they spend on their fantasy teams at work. I mean, mine would be incalculable because I'll sit here during a commercial break with Terry. I'll pull up a few fantasy sites or ESPN or, oh, look, Matt Berry's got a new article. Oh, look, Eric Carabel's got something new. Oh, look, here's a little video. Wee! Like, I mean, it's incalculable.
But it wasn't even that for me. Look, I don't do fantasy football, but last year I agreed to do the Valenti.
I forced you to.
Superior, I'm a He-Man fantasy football league.
My fault.
Right. Here's where I wasted my time. I don't read all the articles like you do.
Right.
But I'd say I'm going to try my best. And so I would select like 3 or 4 guys that I may want to bid on. Because you had the little bidders league,
the
right?
auction.
The auction.
The bidders league.
No, during the season, I put $2 on a guy.
So the free agent wire.
The free agent wire.
Yes.
I put $2 on the guy, figuring nobody wants him, and I come back a half an hour later and I'm like, damn, that jerk 50 and just got him for $3. Now I gotta either up my bid or try to find somebody else. So it's not like I spend from 7 to 8 a.m. on it or 9 to 10. It's like 9:20 to 9:30, then 10:15 to 10:25.
But the
that's
cumulative effect,
right.
Yes. Like, all right, great example. The movie Office Space, a classic.
Mm-hmm.
He says it. I probably only do about 15 actual minutes of work a day. I mean, people come in, they'll blow 15, 20 minutes on fantasy easy.
Yeah.
That's before lunch.
Right.
Then you're telling me they get out of the office around 5:30. You're telling me they're not going to knock out another session? I'm telling you the national average, if we're being real about it, of people that work in an office environment. Or I'll tell you what, if you're in sales and you're in your car all day, oh, that smartphone, that's a wormhole. You get pulled into the vortex.
Right.
I think on average the number is probably triple what they're quoting. I bet you people spend 3 hours a week at the office or more.
Right, and those salespeople, they're hanging out at Starbucks or something, getting a little coffee. They're not working all the time.
My coffee's too hot. I'm running a little bit late. I'll be there by 4:15. They'll sit back there by the dumpster, pull up the injury updates, and beep, bop, boop, bop, beep, waiver claim. I'm telling you.
But you know what? See, fantasy football might get a bad rap on that. It's not just that. How many people wander over to your desk or somebody else's desk for like a 10-minute conversation?
That's why I say the average is 3 hours of office time.
Wow.
3 hours a week. Think about if you just
work 3 hours a week?
But I'm saying 248-539-9797. CBS put an article out and it said it will cost bosses $16 billion. I don't even want to talk about that. They said the national average is an hour a week on fantasy football in the office. I think that number is at least triple.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to see if people are willing to cop to that or they think my estimate's way too high.